A week ago, Meredith Foster, my stepmother, was locked in her room. Too ashamed to face the fallout of her online confessions, I had uncovered her secret Reddit diary, filled with venom about me, Zoe, and Jordan. Her words were cruel, mocking Zoe's deafness. I confronted her, she laughed. I told Dada he moved out. Now, Meredith's alone, surrounded by the silence she wished on us. Back when I thought Meredith cared, I tried so hard to include her. I taught her simple signs for Zoe, cooked dinner with her, and even gave her a silver locket. She wore it every day, or so I believed. We laughed together once, it felt real. That locket meant something to me, proof of family. I didn't know she wrote online that it was cheap junk from a clingy stepkid. That memory now feels like betrayal. Meredith always acted sweet when Dad was home. She'd pack Zoe's lunch, compliment my grades, hug Jordan. But as soon as he left, she'd ignore Zoe's signs, scoff at my questions, and complain loudly on the phone about being trapped with his kids. I thought I was imagining it. Jordan told me to stop being sensitive. I wanted to believe he was right. Now I know I wasn't crazy, just conditioned to excuse cruelty in a smile. It started when I borrowed her laptop to print Zoe's school project. I wasn't snooping, but the browser opened to Reddit. Her profile was there, mocking us. Zoe signs like a broken puppet. Jordan is dead weight. I fake smiles daily. I froze, my heart pounded. I saved screenshots, sick with disbelief. That night, I showed Marissa our real mom. She slammed her mug down. We confront this together, she said. My stomach twisted. Could this really be true? Marissa and I read every post out loud, each one more vile than the last. They're not my kids, just baggage. I felt my throat tighten. Jordan walked in. Hearing the last line, he stared at the screen silent, then said, she always ignored Zoe. It all clicked for him too. Marissa suggested we tell Dad, but I hesitated. What if he didn't believe us? Meredith was a master actress. Her lies were stitched into smiles. We decided to record a video reading the worst posts, each of us taking turns. Zoe watched quietly. Then she typed on her iPad, is that what she thinks of me? I hugged her hard as she cried, soundless. That video wasn't just for Dad, it was for Zoe, proof that we saw her pain. That night, I left the locket on Meredith's nightstand with a note, this is the last thing you'll get from me. When I told Meredith I'd seen everything, her face didn't fall, it twisted. That was private. You invaded my space, she hissed. No apology, no shame, just fury. I said, you humiliated my sister online, that's not private, she sneered. Deaf kids don't even know what's said about them. My hand shook. Jordan stood behind me, glaring. Meredith tried to push past us. Go ahead, I said. Try explaining this to Dad. Her eyes finally flickered. Dad came home late. Meredith had dinner ready. Candles lit, her usual performance. I waited until he sat down, then handed him the screenshots and the video. What is this? He asked. Truth, I said. He read in silence, his fork clinking uselessly. Then he stood. You wrote these things? Meredith's voice cracked, fake tears pooling. I was venting, but the damage was raw and clear.